TheJaseDawg here, and welcome back to another This Week in WWE with TheJaseDawg. That's right. So we're up to episode number 24. Yeah guys, we're almost up to 25 motherfuckers. Quarter of the way to 100. And we're definitely going to hit that motherfucker. Now to quickly address this, with the wrestling weekly news thing that I'm going to be doing, that's what I'm going to be calling it. I'm going to be calling it either Wrestling Weekly News or Weekly Wrestling News. One of them. I'll decide soon. It is coming to the channel soon. I know I said last week it was coming like in a couple of days. I've been really busy, so it will be coming very, very soon, guys. So stay tuned for that. Tons of rumors, tons of news, breaking news, injuries, you know, all that stuff. And also the Cruiserweight Classic that is coming up. I think it's coming up Wednesday. I will be doing a video very soon addressing the bracket and the people in it, and my predictions of who I reckon will most likely get into the next round. But guys, let's get into this. If you haven't seen what happened this week, make sure you head on over to WWE Network right now and check it out right now, guys. That's right. So guys, let's get into it. First we start with Raw. We had the world's biggest boot fight. That's right. So because it was the 4th of July, America was celebrating it. And pretty much everyone besides a couple like main people like Dean, Seth, Charlotte, like those type of people weren't backstage, like Bray as well. They weren't backstage in the fight, but there's like, you still had Rusev, New Day and Miz, who were all current champs, were all there as well. It started with Aiden English getting like potato salad to the face, and then Miz getting hot chocolate type of sauce or barbecue sauce on his face, and then Maurice getting some mayonnaise type of stuff thrown at her as well. And then it just went ape shit. Everyone was throwing shit at everyone. Funniest moment, so there was multiple funny moments. Kevin Owens hiding under the table eating some chips while everyone else is fighting. Then you had Bo Dallas, he had the punch bowl above his head and he's like, I got the punch bowl, and he's going to pour it on Enzo, and then Big Cash just knocks it back and it pours all over on him. But then it also smashes on his face as well. I was like, fucking poor Bo Dallas. And then you had Big Show was eating ribs, and then Kalisto threw something at him, and then I think Big Show threw something back, but Kalisto dodged it, it hit Kane, and then Kane and him were about to chokeslam each other, and then Heath Slater did something, I think he free stuff at both of them, and they double chokeslammed him through a table, and everyone just appreciated him and went up laughing. And then Kevin Owens was pretty much saying, well, this wouldn't happen on Canada Day. And then someone slammed the pie in his face and skids out. It was fucking awesome. That was like the most funniest thing I've probably seen in a while. Like the SmackDown type of Thanksgiving type of fun, beatdown food fights, they're fucking funny. Now to see this on Raw, buttons are right there. Then we started with an actual US title match. Rusev defended his title against Titus. Of course, we all knew that Titus was not going to win it. And he was wearing a really stupid attire. I guess you could say it was US-y. But I don't really like the look of it on him because it didn't really suit him. And he tapped like a bitch anyway. And yeah, so Rusev retained his title. Enzo and Big Cass, they beat the Social Outcasts, who the Social Outcasts were Minutemen. And yeah, they beat them. That was pretty mad. Then we went on to have champion vs champion, Miz vs Dean. It was a pretty good match. Dean and Miz were going all at it. In the end, Miz ended up losing to a Dirty Deeds by Dean Ambrose. And straight away, Seth freaking Rollins comes out. Now Seth comes out and he pretty much kind of gets in the ring. I guess you could kind of say he took over the ring. And Dean went to ringside and just watched the match, but he had a match straight after anyway against Dolph Ziggler. Now, to cut things short, it was an awesome match, but Seth got the win with a pedigree, and then after the match, he got up on the table and badmouthed Roman Reigns, and then Dean gets up on the other announce table, and it kind of ended up into a brawl, and it ended with Dean hitting the Dirty Deeds on Seth, on the table, and Seth's laid out, and Dean standing over with the title. I don't think Roman should be a part of this Battleground triple threat. I think he should not be in it at all, considering what he did to break the wellness policy. In my opinion, he doesn't really deserve it, because he'll be back in a week's time, one more full week and then he'll be back. it's not going to have that much lead up. Like, the only lead up he's really got is Seth Rollins smack talking him every week. But then we had, excuse me. That's right, Vicky Guerrero came out and she said, excuse me, Cougar time is back. And she came out and threw a hat in the name, like threw her name in the hat for SmackDown GM. And then she got escorted by security away, and yeah. And then backstage, security, you know, were escorting her out, and she's telling Dolph, you know, tell him that you know me, tell him, you know. And he goes, I've never seen this lady in my life. And she got taken out and thrown out the building. Poor Vicky. So this is the first time we've seen her back ever since she did the whole throwing Steph into the pudding type of pool, if you all remember that. But yeah, and pretty much she was fired after that anyway. But then we had John Cena come out and he got beat down by the club, and Enzo and Cass ended up saving him. And later on we found out that Enzo and Cass and John Cena will be teaming together at Battleground to verse all three members of the club. Now, I'm pretty annoyed that they're making Enzo and Cass deal with John Cena. Like, I wouldn't want to be tagged with that, this motherfucker. But either way, I like 5 of the 6 people in that match, so. Next thing we had is maybe a New Day split. I don't know, because New Day were out in the ring addressing the whole Wyatts, inviting them to the compound, and the Wyatt family kind of, you know, it's kind of getting to Woods, and Woods was like, you know, you got to take this more seriously, and he walked out. So, are they going to split? We'll have to wait and see. I don't know. I've kind of predicted that it could happen. Then we had Becky versus Summer Rae, and Becky ends up getting the win. And then she gets beaten down by Natalya. I'm pretty sure it was then. If not, it was on SmackDown. But she did get beaten down on one of them by Natalya and knocked in the sharpshooter. Then we had the main event was a 16-man tag elimination. It was Team USA versus the multinational alliance. So you had like 3 Mexicans, which were Kalisto, Sin Cara, and Del Rio. You had 3 Canadians. You had Owens, Zayn, and Jericho, as well as Sheamus and Cesaro, all teaming up on the multinational alliance against Team USA, like the Dudley Boys, Apollo and Zack Ryder, Kane, Big Show, and Mark Henry, and Swagger. So I'm pretty sure that's all the people, but it ended up coming down to the end with pretty much Team USA didn't really look like they're going to win the match because they were losing people left, right, and center. Like Dudley's went, pew, pew, there goes the Dudley Boys, and then Swagger went, and like they were getting a couple off of the other team, but Team USA was sucky. Like Owens hit a powerbomb on fucking Mark Henry, and he ended up getting himself DQ'd anyway, but Kane got himself DQ'd. It came down in the end. You had 4 against 2, so it was Big Show and Zack Ryder versus Cesaro, Sheamus, Del Rio, and Jericho. And you had pretty much, they weren't tagging Cesaro in, I guess he was the only babyface there, so they're kind of picking on him in a way. But he ends up losing by getting rolled up by Zack Ryder. Then Big Show gets rid of Jericho and he gets rid of Del Rio. And then Sheamus is last, and Sheamus ends up getting pinned by Zack Ryder, and they get the win. So Team USA actually got a final win, considering they, Titus failed to win the championship earlier that night. Then we head into NXT, as you can see from my beanie. NXT live. Well, NXT level, but I'm all about that NXT life though. So we started with Alexa versus Bayley. Pretty much, you could say it was kind of like qualifying to find a new number one contender. Bayley got the win, and then after the match, she ended up. Alexa did some mad moves on her, but in the end, Bayley got the win, and she pretty much said, "Look, before I verse Asuka, I want to beat the shit out of Nia Jax." Nia Jax came out. One more match they're gonna have, so it's gonna be Nia Jax and Bayley, and I'm guessing winner probably will get to verse Asuka, even though Nia Jax has recently failed. Then we had a tag team match with Blake and Murphy tag team for one last time to see if they could actually do it right, and the Hype Bros. And it was kind of going downhill for Blake and Murphy, and then someone came out and gored the living shit out of 3 of the 4 people. That's right, Rhino returned. He gored Blake, he gored Mojo, and gored Zack Ryder, and Murphy luckily got out of there. And I don't know, like, he'll probably have to verse Rhino next week, I'd say, but because Rhino, you know, took out 3 of the 4, but I think it's just to make a statement saying, look, I'm back, I'm going to fucking carve up. And yeah, he probably will. Then we had the Tag Team Championship in the main event. It was a 2 out of 3 falls. It wasn't really too much on NXT. Pretty much American Alpha versus the Revival, and Revival retained. They got 2 of the 3 wins, and yeah, they retained the championships. I really did think that the Authors of Pain were going to attack American Alpha after, but they didn't. But oh well. American Alpha might not get it back, but I wonder who will take the titles. Now we head into SmackDown. Probably my favourite show out of all the shows. Like, I do like Raw, I like NXT a lot, but SmackDown has always been my brand that I always choose. So if I had to choose what I was going to go in the draft, I'd go SmackDown. But if I had to go to NXT, yeah, I'd go to NXT. SmackDown, we started with Seth versus Jey Uso, and Dean was pretty much the ring announcer slash, like, bell person and just everything. Seth got the win, of course. Of course he wasn't going to lose to an Uso. And he got the win, and then pretty much Dean tried to raise his hand. Seth wasn't going to have any of it, and yeah, it didn't work out. I don't think it ended with a beatdown between them though. Then we had Zack Ryder came out, and he actually had a new song. Like, it's his same song, but it's edited, and it sounds fucking cool. And he versed Sheamus because of the whole Team USA main event on Raw, and he ends up getting the win. And he actually, after the match, he calls out Rusev. He wants a title shot. And Rusev said backstage, you know, you want a title shot? Ask me on Raw next week, motherfucker. So, I don't think he will win the title from Rusev, like, probably not. I don't know who Rusev would lose the title to at the moment, to tell you the truth. Maybe Young, because they're redoing Darren Young. We're gonna make Darren Young great again. Then, yeah, okay, so I just read this then on my notes that Becky did get attacked on SmackDown. I think it was before a match against, I can't remember who she was meant to verse. I think it was Summer Rae again, but she got attacked before by Natalya. So she didn't get attacked on Raw, she got attacked on SmackDown. Then we had AJ Styles versus Enzo Amore. Now this is awesome, 2 of my favourite people. They versed each other, and of course you could tell distractions came to distractions. Big Cass took out Anderson, and then Gallows and Cass took each other out with big boots. And then it came down to Enzo getting hit with the Styles Clash, and he lost the match. But in my opinion, it was a great effort from Enzo, because Enzo put in the hard work. And he actually did better wrestling than John Cena ever did. So yeah, I was pretty damn happy about that match. And then we had in the main event, it was Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho, and you had Owens at ringside. So all 3 Canadians, all in there. And pretty much Zayn ended up putting in a really good match against Jericho. Jericho was selling a lot of stuff, slapping him, saying, "You stupid idiot! You stupid idiot!" And yeah, pretty much you had Zayn get the roll-up win, which I didn't expect him to get a win by roll-up, but he got a roll-up win. And after the match, Jericho hit him with a codebreaker, I think it was, and then walked off, you know, because he was pretty pissed. And then Owens gets in there, because he's pretty pissed off too, because in the match, Zayn threw Jericho into him. So he gets in there and he hits a pop-up powerbomb on Zayn, sending a message saying, at Battleground, I'm going to win and end this rivalry on the high note. Whereas we've seen every single match that they've had, like only Zayn's win like 1 or 2, like once or twice, and Owens has won all the rest. So I'd say to end the rivalry for now, because it's not going to keep going forever, but I'd say for now, Zayn would have to win at Battlegrounds, because if not, then what the hell are they doing with Zayn? But Owens, even if he was wins or lose at Battleground, it doesn't matter, because he's still going to carve it up. And guys, that is what happened this week in WWE. And, you know, it's brought to you by TheJaseDawg. But guys, make sure you definitely go and check out what happened in this week on WWE. There was some funny moments like the food fight. Make sure you definitely go and check them all out on the network or on YouTube, wherever, you know. But guys, hope you all enjoyed this episode of This Week in WWE with the TheJaseDawg. Because if you did, make sure you hit that like button hard, guys, but not too fucking hard. Don't break the computers. Make sure to hit the subscribe button to join the dog squad and spread the word of the TheJaseDawg to everybody you know. And guys, if you want to follow me on Instagram and Twitter, the links are in the description down below. I will be posting on Twitter when the Cruiserweight Classic talk type of thing that I do will be going up. And I will also post when the first weekly wrestling news episode will be coming. So I'll like take a photo of one that's like rendering, you know. But guys, hope you all enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Tell me in the comment section what was your favourite part. And guys, yeah, sorry about the whole, you know, not getting the news thing out sooner, but it is coming soon. I promise it will be up very, very soon, guys. I've got a couple of days coming up soon where I'm free, so I'll definitely be doing it very soon, guys. And yeah, oh, and also if you do want to see more Pokemon Go gameplay in real life, I will be recording off of my phone as well as myself as I go around and travel the world in search of Pokemon. So guys, as always, stay awesome. The TheJaseDawg is out of here. See you.